Hello, I'm Jeremy. This is the Nowhere Man in his Nowhere Land making his nowhere plans for nobody. But really, I'm actually just trying to express some things, get it out of my nervous system so that I am no longer haunted by certain things, no longer agitated and dysregulated. People in this weird website, I have found both wonderful help and I have also found some bullshit. Sometimes the bullshit proved to be helpful, but it was still bullshit to to begin with. I have a problem with ruthless sadism, like sadistic triggering on purpose. Like, I mean, I guess if you're really good at doing that, an abuser would be. There's a lot of things I could say, but there's a lot that I don't actually know because I'm expected to read between the lines and to read minds, and I just can't do that. I was raised in a cult that gaslit. I was not allowed to be autistic and expressive. I had to be reverent and righteous. That was a long time ago, but certain things like that stick with you, and it takes years of intentional deprogramming to shift into something healthier, into something a little more openly expressive and alive. So, I've learned to start doing tarot a while ago in these crazy videos because I wanted to avoid the bullshit and instead just sort out what I needed to sort out, recognizing the cards as an archetypal language, much like astrology, which you should learn your whole chart. If you're in this tarot world and you don't know your full chart, all your planets, at least 5 asteroids, you have homework to do and you have some introspection to do. The world is crumbling itself into ruin because it is avoiding such introspection. Collectively, that is an issue. Maybe not specifically the issue, but I see it as a solution that could at least more gradually get people into a healthier state of mind, self-awareness, which includes accountability over your shadow and your light. Recognizing that there's so much more to each individual person than just a black and white example of binary, but it's more of a intertwined fractaline mesh, and there's colors in the mix. Anyway, I've lost most of my motivation to make any more videos on this channel. I do not enjoy being doxxed for unknown reasons. It's not something that I would do to you. But I can't expect humanity to get its shit together. It is the collective disappointment that is destroying this entire planet right now. Even though it's a beautiful day every day, the sun's out, the green glows on the leaves, but the humans, we're so delusional. Our structures of value are distorted from, they're just distorted. I almost said from the truth, but really they're just distorted. Imperial credits, monopoly money, that has become the program and the curse. We're supposed to evolve beyond that. And that requires knowledge of self. I got this book last year because I needed it, because I was living with an unsafe person in a housemate's situation, because I'm a poor American. But here's here's the book. A Year Without Fear by Thomas Keeves. It's great. You just go through one day at a time. I've been doing that with a highlighter. I started in June 18th. Here we are. Check it out. If we can. It's too bright. It's way too bright. Let's go like this. Self-awareness is the fast track to healing. It's penicillin for the soul, where the infections die and healthy insights take over. Those are what I highlighted. Now, today, let's go back to today. When you stop trusting, you stop participating in life. Love is the only safety. That seems... This book has been very fitting for my experience, which makes me wonder about the cycle of every year. What is embedded to each day in the cycle, in the timeline? How much of it is an actual circle? Like, is it the same circle in a different way every time? Like would that be a spiral? Where am I getting at? Emotional fitness. Humans of Earth should approach the internal mapping of self, of, like, as a creative practice. It might be wise to make it not trendy, but regularly accepted as something to be done, as a possibility. And I guess people just need to know how to start. Downtroddening others for competition, because this is how you make money, because imperial credits rule this world, the old world. The old unions and their ancient structures that are outdated. This planet's too small for strict borders, country to country. The colonizers were always guilty. A lot of the Western world was colonized not from a place of integrity. I suppose it's only inevitable that their empires will crumble. Let me show you something. I've been trying a practice, an experiment. Paradox magic of radical autistic unmasking by masking. Here's my mask. It's a Halloween mask that I modified. I cut the jaw off and I hand stitched an old church tie to it. Because I like the pattern, I like the green. I do not like the feedback. It makes me want to cut my ears out. But here's the frickin' mask. There it is. It's surprisingly comfortable. And I've been joking to myself that it has been a process of fear and magic helmet. Instead of spear, it's fear. Because fear is ever present, like chaos. For some of us, at least. We live with it constantly. Probably all of us, but it is particularly potent in people who live with CPTSD. Really, it is not something that is faked. So, creative exercise. What is your self mask? How would you make your mask? Something that feels like it represents you in a way that feels appropriate, that's fun, that you like to wear, that's comfortable, if you make it comfortable. It's even fun to have like this. It's like a long ponytail braid. I used to have long hair. Not anymore. Anyway, I think I've said what I need to say. I don't even know if I'm going to post this, but I feel like it kind of just does not matter. None of this shit matters. Not in this channel, anyway. It's supposed to, but it hasn't. And instead of complaining about it, which I feel like is a shadow I deal with, expressing my concerns, having my own expectations never met. I suppose the shadow is because I was dismissed and yelled at as a youngling. Not always, but there's been enough instances. The thing about autistic kids is they pick up on patterns and they realize that it's not safe for them to exist around certain people or in certain situations, like church. And they're also taught that justice is not for them. It's more of a concept. But the Western law is weaponized against justice by the colonizer hive mind. Slavery is still legal in the United States. They did not abandon slavery. With the 13th Amendment, all they did was define an avenue for it to be exploited and optimized for corporate benefit. The almighty dollar, the weakness of human materialistic greed. The sociopathic narcissism attached to such people. The billionaires. Luigi was right, you know. And I don't think it was even Luigi. The man needs to be set free. It's almost 20 minutes now. I'm gonna end this. I guess I just needed to say some things. And since I am convinced that, well, maybe it's just my shadow, but yeah, whatever. You can probably tell I spend most of my time alone. I have a social life. I am in borderline too many musical groups, as music has always been my spiritual devotion, something that has been real. When nothing else or no one else was. I think I'm gonna go make a sandwich now. Nice PB&J. Yeah, that sounds good. Take care, strangers. Don't be awful.